Hello everybody and welcome back to Controllers and Coffee. It's episode 24 and we're back in business. I have a very different backdrop behind me now. Fewer trinkets and stuff.
Fewer tats.
Fewer tats. As always, I am joined by the wonderful Kat Gerritsen. What is up, Kat?
Yo, I am just here to have a good time. Been playing tons of games, and I'm ready as hell to talk about them. I'm feeling gucky.
Yeah, I'm so excited. This is a fun episode. Lots of shit going on. Great games on Game Pass, as always, and on all consoles and machines. But before we get stuck into a big blockbuster game that Kat's been playing a lot of recently, I just want to let everybody know that we have a Twitter now, which is fantastic. And we'd love for you to follow said Twitter. It is at ControllersPod on the tweets. And you can follow us there if you have any questions for the show or anything along those lines, any thoughts, feedback, things you want us to do. Hit us up there or send us an email to controllersandcoffee@gmail.com and we would love to have you part of our show. We're back in a weekly format now that I'm moved across the country, so hit us up. We'd love to answer your questions. That would be fantastic. All right.
Hell yeah.
Alrighty, Kat. It's been a pretty slow year for big releases, if you ask me. For some reason, sorry if you're watching the video version, it's flickering for some reason. It's just
me
having a moment. Yeah, it's you, but it's not you. It's OBS. So, sorry. It's been a slow year for big releases, but I think we've got our first big one, besides maybe Monster Hunter Rise, which neither of us are playing, just for heads up there. It's Outriders from People Can
Hell
Fly
yeah.
and Bitter Squeenix. Kat, you've been balls deep in this one. I was going to play it last night, and my Xbox hadn't installed it, so rip my Outriders career.
Point against Xbox, disgusting.
Yeah, I blame that shitty app, the Xbox. Let's not get into it. But tell us about it. Tell us about your experience. So, I mean, we both played the demo and we're pretty warm on it. I had a good time, and I know you had a good time as well.
I did have a good time.
Tell us about your experience with Outriders.
Well, I'm gonna preface with I fucking love it.
Yes.
But my experience with it. So I went straight into it, right? And continued my character, continued playing my trickster. But it took so long to get into the game. Like, it's the online always really ruined me. Like, I was just loading for so long. For the first 2 days, I played nothing. Like, I played a few hours.
That's rough.
But I got stuck.
Sorry, on PC, yeah?
No, on my PlayStation. On my PS5.
Yeah. That's right, it's not on Game Pass,
Yeah. So I was playing it on my PS5. The way I ended up getting in is that even if you fully quit the game, you can resume mission and, like, resume where you are up to.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
So instead of loading into the game and going that way, I just had to keep quitting and retrying. But if you load into the mission and, like, try to continue mission, you're more likely, I've found in my experience, to get back into the game than if you're just trying to log in straight through the main screen. So sure. I've been doing that to get in.
That's rough, though.
Yeah, the first day, like, it was like literally an hour of waiting to get in. And then I played, and then I would get dropped, and then I'd wait an hour, and then my internet dropped. So, I didn't play for long.
Fuck. That is rough.
Then I worked the second day I was out. So the third day I was out, I played again. And I got in pretty quickly, and then I played for 2.5 hours before it crashed me out. And then it took me a while to get back in. But other than that, like, I played yesterday, which I don't even know how many days since the release that was, and it was perfect. Like, I had a great time. I had a kick for a little bit, and I got in like 15 minutes, whatever.
Nice.
Much better experience. And I haven't played, even though I've got my game always set to open, I haven't played with anyone at all the whole time. So I've played the whole thing solo. No one's been able to, like, I haven't had anyone matchmake with me. So apparently Xbox and PlayStation can match, and Steam and Epic can match, but PC and PlayStation can't. And PC,
but there is crossplay, but it's just like matchmaking.
It's not working right now. Yeah, it's supposed to work, but it's not working.
Okay.
So I've done the whole thing solo. And so then I had like some people in chat that were like, "Oh, we can play together." And I was like, "I've come too far solo now. Like, I'm gonna finish the game solo. When I get into expeditions, then I'll start looking at like teaming up. And then if we play together, I'll probably run it like a new character.
Yeah,
and run through.
I definitely want to play.
Because that would be so fun.
Oh, it would be so fun, especially if you're streaming and we're playing together, and that'd be fucking sick.
What are you gonna run though? I'm gonna have to pick who I'm gonna play as.
Well, I did the demo as a pyro.
Trickster is so fun, by the way. Like, it's so good. Everything is amazing fun. All of the skills are great. Man. Even though I decided I didn't like some of them as soon as I used them, like I'm going back and using them now, and actually like with the proper build and the right gear. Yeah. They're so fun. Yeah, Trickster is so good.
Is that like you're kind of jumping in and out of close quarters? Is that right? And you heal by killing someone close quarters. Is that Trickster?
Yeah. So the main 3 that I was running was the whip. Fucking techno whip. Turns them into skeletons. I fucking love that shit.
That's right.
Yeah.
That looks so sick.
I was basically running like the 3 that you get at the start of the game for most of it. I use the teleport behind somebody. Mm-hmm. And then
like assassin backstab from like.
Yeah. And I used the slow bubble for quite a bit of time, but then I switched that out for twisted bullets, which I didn't like using in the demo, but now I do like using it. It's like powering up your bullets. Every class has one, I think.
Oh, okay.
Or at least 3 of the classes do. I don't know if all of them do. But right now, I'm also using the shard a lot, which is like the second to last ability. And I just got the last ability today, or yesterday,
Oh, nice.
sorry.
Yeah.
So I've just started playing around with that. And like, you know how you have the accolades? For the ones that I was using since the start of the game, I've completely maxed those accolades. Like, there's nothing to get with them anymore. Like, I've done like 50,000 teleports sort of things. So now I've got to stick around and get different accolades with different skill. Yeah.
Wow.
And they're not huge,
killing it,
like goals, but I love it. I'm having a good time.
Sick. Well, I started as pirate, and I do like it. I think it as a solo player, it's maybe tricky because it's like to heal it. You have to. Someone has to die while they're on fire, so it's like a little bit,
Weapons can inflict burn as well, though.
Yes, yeah. So if you find obviously the right weapon for a pyro, it's probably going to be a fire weapon. But and I think I'll probably stay as that class just because I'm already in the game.
Yeah.
But we'll see how we go, and if you start
some of them as well,
maybe I will.
Yeah, some of them as well are like every enemy that you've shot when you reload, apply burn, like that sort of thing, so you can really get a wide burn on it.
I love
Trickster
that.
Is... continue.
The shit like that reminds me of Borderlands. Like, you get. I love like being able to build out a character where it's like everything you do causes the thing that like fully makes you powerful. So like every your percentage to ignite is like super high. So you just like everything's on fire. Everyone's on fire. You're on fire.
Yeah. No, it's really, really good. And stacking those mods can be really hard. I got my first legendary. And it's not useful for me at all, but I just can't stop using it. But Trickster, I think, is like, on one hand, it's great when you're playing solo because you have so much maneuverability. But to heal, I have to be so close. And as soon as I get in there and I damage someone, then I've got like fire coming at me from like 360 degrees. And I'm like, I'm dead. I fucking died. Yeah. So like, I'm level 23 or 24 or whatever. My world tier is only just world tier 8. And there have been times where I've had to turn it down because it's too hard. Like, I just can't.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm moving forward if I leave it on this world tier. Die! It chunks your world tier down. It's so sad.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Is like, if you die, the world tier XP goes down, doesn't it? So,
and the XP that you gained for that fight, I think, because there's normally like there's a full XP bar, and then there's a little XP bar that's like half filled in. Like, it's not as tall as the other. It's like, so I think you can lose that when you die as well, but maybe not all of your XP, because they obviously want you to continue.
It like banks up or something. Yeah.
Yeah. But man, this game is so good. I love everything about it.
That gives me so much hope hearing that from you, because obviously, if you're on the internet, you've heard probably a million opinions about this game, and yeah, it's had a lot of fucking server issues, and well, I mean, to give it some credit, its concurrent player count like eclipses even Borderlands 2 and 3.
It smashed Avengers.
And that's on Steam. Oh my god!
Avengers peak. It absolutely smashed.
That is insane. And that's on Steam. That's not even on Game Pass. That's like Steam numbers. So everyone's paid for the game. Their marketing was fucking brilliant. Like, how is Avengers not like the most played game at launch? Like, they just didn't market the game properly.
Fucked it up.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Square Enix has got this fucked up game of Avengers, but now they've also got this. So,
and it's like Crystal Dynamics are like the big dogs, of Square Enix's Western teams, and people can fly of like, oh yeah, we've released essentially 3 games, and like the other 2 were kind of like not even hugely loved by everybody.
Yeah,
like, they're good games. I thought Bulletstorm was fun, but it's not like, oh, that's one of the greatest games of all time.
Yeah,
Crystal Dynamics make fucking phenomenal games. And yeah, I don't know, Outriders, they just did really well marketing it, and I'm giving props. That's amazing.
Yeah,
amazing.
I think
stuff.
Also like the open demo.
Yeah, absolutely.
That really helps. Like,
and like
that
offering
skyrocketed
crossplay, free upgrades for next gen consoles. Like you can play
demo
on
moving on as well.
Yeah. Like all those things add up to being like, oh, this game's really cool. Like, and also, so does it have microtransactions? No,
not that I've not seen a shop at all. Like, you can buy stuff, like, but it's in-game currency only that you have to earn.
It's really like it's very similar to Borderlands in the structure by the sounds of things.
Yeah. Also, like, I didn't think I would be, but the lore, like, I'm invested, bro. I'm like, what's happening? Like, everyone's like, the lore's shit. It's such a flat game. And I'm like, no, what's going on? What do you mean? Like, I'm loving every second of it. I'm having such a good time. There's this guy, I don't know why this line sticks out to me so much, because he says it every time you walk past in one of the towns that you end up going to. As you go to run through a door, he's like, don't vomit. Like, just every time he's like, don't vomit. It's like little things like that as you run past people. I'm like, just that one line really gets me. I'm like, that's real life. Like, someone would fucking say that shit exactly like that to you if you ran past and accidentally stood in the vomit.
Oh my god.
So good. I love this game. I can't
wait to find that guy. What I was gonna say before is it gives me a lot of hope for my enjoyment of the game, because you're a big Destiny fan, so you liking this means it's probably very good, because like, I know it's not exactly the same, but it's still a looter shooter. It's still got a lot of that DNA.
More rewarding than Destiny. Like, Destiny feels like you got to play for hours.
5,000 hours to
get anything meaningful. Whereas this, you're like, fucking lit! Like, give it to me! It's raining down on me! Give me all the loot! It's so good.
That's so good.
Feeling.
Is it scratching the itch that Anthem couldn't scratch? Or failed to scratch? Yeah.
Yeah, like,
How good.
I know it's not a service game, but I keep going back to the interviews that they've had where they're like, if people are enjoying the game and there's enough demand, we will make additional content, but it'll be fully fleshed out in like stories that we're putting into the game, not like small content dumps. And I'm like, please do. Please. Like, I love this game. I don't want it to end. I'm having such a good time. I'm hanging out in the forest right now. Oh, it's so good.
Mad. Yeah,
It's so good.
Is there like a real diverse landscape once you leave the shithole human body part infested shit warfare area?
Well, the forest area is actually huge that I've been in thus far. Like, when you leave, like, the town that you're at, you go into... You know how, like, when you wanted to teleport between places, you'd go to the flag and it would open a map and there'd be multiple flags that you can go to. It's pretty much the exact same, except you have to go to a truck one to be able to go between, like, larger locations.
Yeah. So it's so much like what Anthem just failed to be.
Yeah. But those larger locations, a lot of the ones that I've been to recently have been forest, whereas previously I've been to like a snow area, you know, that sort of thing.
Yes,
so I'm interested in what's next. And each of the forest areas are very different. Like there's a swampy one where I'm running through Wawa and that sort of stuff. And one that's more like it's not really like you're in the canopies, but you're up higher on built structures sort of thing. So like there's heaps of different areas, but the forest bits, given that it's all forest, is more similar and there's more of it than I thought there would be. But that's not a disappointment for me at all because I fucking love the forest. It looks great.
Yeah, I love a good like.
I love greenery
in the video games. It's so nice and so green.
Yeah.
Sick. I'm very excited. It is now installed on my console, so I'm sure next week we'll follow up and talk more about it.
Hell yeah.
There's a couple of things. So, Expeditions, is that like endgame stuff?
Yeah, I'm not up to it yet. I haven't finished the story, but I'm really excited for it. I've seen like glimpses of people playing the expeditions, just because I really can't get enough of this game. So like I'm trying to watch non-spoilery stuff, and I guess the expeditions is
that's so exciting.
The easiest to see.
I like it that much. Yeah.
Yeah. So the expeditions are the easiest to not get spoiled for. I know there's still story stuff inside them, but if people are just running the expedition only, and like the numbers, like me right now, I've got like 1,700 health, and these people have like 70k, and
Jesus Christ.
I'm doing like 4,000 damage, and they've got guns with like 56k damage, like not mentioning all of the other stats on them and stuff like that. So I'm just like, damn, like I'm so like I have no idea what's gonna get me from here to there, but damn, like woof. I'm so excited.
It really sounds so much like Borderlands in the way of stats and stuff. Like in Borderlands, like at the start, you're doing like 4 damage, and by the end of it, when you're fully leveled, like a sniper rifle, you get a headshot and it'd be like 1.2 million. It's like, holy
it's exactly
fuck! How
like
did we get here?
It's literally exactly like that. There's also like different leveling up things. So in the demo, you had like the iron and the leather. That you could save up, and scrap. So scrap is for purchasing. Iron and leather are for modding, and you also get titanium. And then, which is harder to get. That's like the highest like crafting material that you can get, as far as I know. And then there's also shards, which you break down. And I was so confused by shards because it's just one symbol and it's alongside next to all your crafting, but it doesn't tell you how many you've got. When you hover over it, it brings up this huge list of all these stats, like crit damage, you know, weapon life leech, close range damage, long range damage. And they each have a different number next to them because each time you break down a piece of gear, one of the attributes that it has will be broken down into shards that you can then use to later up that attribute on a different weapon. So like, I was like, what? This is too much information for me.
That's cool.
That's hectic. And the mods are so good too, by the way. Like, I can't get over it. There's fucking the first gun that I got that was like had a mod on it. Fucking when I shot people, lightning comes down from the sky and just
What?
like it's so cool. I love this game so much. I
what?
can't get over it. Like,
Oh my god, that's cool. So essentially, with that shards thing, like if you have a good weapon or like a weapon that you like the stats of, but you get to the point where you can no longer use it, you can essentially utilize its attributes in another weapon later on. Is that kind of what you mean?
well, say you've got like a weapon that has 2 attributes. It's got close range damage and it's got crit damage. One of them will have a little shard symbol next to it. So say it's the crit damage.
Okay, yeah.
When you break it down, it will give you crit damage shards, which will then go into your shard pool. And when you want to upgrade another weapon that you have, you get to choose which like attribute you want to upgrade, and you'll see how many shards you have that you can spend towards.
That's cool.
That upgrade.
That's very clever.
Haven't done that yet because I know that I've got weapons that are doing 2,000 damage is my average damage of a weapon right now. Yeah. And I know that people have weapons that are doing like 14k, 40k, that sort of thing. So I'm like, I don't think I want to waste my shards right now.
Yeah, you don't want to use them until there's like a really a good reason to. That's sick. Oh man, I'm so much more excited about Outriders than I was before. I was excited anyway, but I was like also a bit cautious of like, am I just going to have server issues constantly? I think apparently on console it's like a bit more stable anyway, so I think we should be sweet as to play in co-op or whatever. But yeah, that's sick. Hell yeah.
And I've also heard that like it's not bad to upgrade your weapons really early.
Right.
Because you do get a lot of materials, but like I'm happy to just organically get new stuff. Like I never buy anything from the shops either. People are like, you should buy stuff from the shops because they're good. I'm like, but I'm just gonna chuck it away in an hour or 2.
5 minutes.
Like I don't want to spend 14,000 shrapnel. It took me like 3 days to earn that much. I'm not gonna buy that weapon. Forget about it.
Yeah, fucking oath. I love looter shooters where you just don't need to buy a weapon like until you've got like endless money and you're like, I'll spend this million.
Now I'll spend my money. Yeah. It's so good.
Sick. Mad. Well, that's exciting. You got me absolutely hyped. I can't wait to play it now. I don't know when I'm going to be able to play it. Maybe Sunday night. I'll get stuck in. Sweet. Well, let's continue what you've been playing, because then we're going to talk about a game we've both been playing. I watched you play a bit of this on stream the other day. Genesis Noir. And I know you have some mixed feelings about this one. It's also on Game Pass.
I played it on Game Pass, Genesis Noir. I went into this game not knowing what the gameplay was going to be like. But I don't think that was the problem. Like, basically, it's like a point-and-click semi-puzzle adventure, but really, it's just a visual novel. Like, it's just a narrative that it's fucking crashed a bunch of times and made me have to do huge, long resections over again. So, fuck you, dog. Put more saves in there.
Fuck you, dog.
Idiots. But it's so weird because when I think about that game, I liked each individual aspect of it. Like, I either liked it or didn't mind it. And there's like basically 4 stories that you go through and then your own story on top of it. So a 5th story. So you meet 4 characters outside of your own narrative. So you do this first starting area where you learn how the game's going to work. You start planting seeds and shit.
Weird.
Real random shit.
Light and darkness.
Yeah. And then you go and you meet some fucking foraging lady and you follow her around. And you start learning about space and like amoebas and how they evolved. And then you're fucking shearing sheep, which turns into pottery. What? And then you've got money and bricks, which turns into Egypt, and like, then you're in space. Then you're in space, and like all the planets are flying around you. You got to do like some sort of star puzzle. Doesn't really work, and then you're playing jazz. Like you're playing jazz with a dude, and it's great. Like, And all the while, you're collecting those little fucking chest hair swirls that you're putting on your wall to try and solve this fucking murder. Which, by the way, I finished the game. I didn't solve or stop any murder. Like, you just forget about that at one point. Like, the whole game...
Stop the Big Bang.
Yeah, like, the whole game is, like, black and white and gold, and you're going through, you see this fucking golden boy shooting Miss Mass, and you see this giant, like, bullet, and you go through and you click on all the stars in there, and that's what takes you to the story. So you got fucking Forager Girl, you got Jazz Man, you've got Feudal Japan Assassin Man, and you got future space explorer lady who's trying to figure out how to stop the Big Bang. And like each of those individual stories are kind of cool, I guess. And then at the end, you're like, okay, I've done it all, and here's all my chest hair swirls. I've got it all. And then suddenly, you're talking to this other character that you've never met before. She takes off her hat, and she's like, I think it's a she because she has titties, but she's all of the characters in one. Like, she's like four of them become the one. And suddenly it's not black and white anymore. It's fucking, like, Technicolor. Like, everything's coming at you at once. And they're just singing songs. They're like, la, 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 la. Like, the whole tone changes so much. It's zoomed in so far. And you've got this huge fucking map that you got to try and crawl your way across. And, like, I was like, this is kind of cool. Like, seizure-inducing, literally. They should have put warnings on that shit. What happened with the Big Bang? I don't know. Like, we've forgotten about that. That's gone. And then suddenly she's like, I know you slept with Miss Mass. You don't have to save everyone. I'm like, what? Like, what do you mean? What do you mean I don't have to save everyone? And then suddenly there's two choices, but I didn't realize it was two choices. So I'm just clicking on one. And then the same thing happens again, but like they don't show you the choices. Like, you're at the door where you slept with Miss Mass again, and they're like, you can go in the door, or you can walk away from the door. What you gonna do? And I'm like, well, what does what? What does what? You've got nothing here to tell me what's happening. And so I just click one, and she's sad, and then the sound disappears from the game. Like, I'm like, is my game broken or not? And the game ends. Like,
what?
There was one point after like all those colors and stuff happened where you're reflecting on the four characters that you've met. And so you click on a door for each color. They've all got a different color, you know, a pink, yellow, green, and blue. So you click on the pink one, which is the future space lady, and it shows her head 3 times. And you click on it, and I played on PC, so I had to push my mouse forward, and it would just move me through her story again.
What?
Which showed me her whole story again. Until I got to the end, and it would be like, this is like, I guess, like a greed ending. Like if too much happened. And so you watch the whole story again, and you watch...
What, that you've already played?
You've already played, you just watch it. And it takes a real long time to watch that, because you're just going forward. And then it shows like a different ending where like she was overzealous and she did too much or whatever. And then after that, you got to back out of that story, so you watch it all in reverse. And then you got to click on the other head. The other 2, you have to do it again. And like the leftmost one is if they didn't do enough, so it fails. And then the middle one is the proper route. It doesn't matter which order you watch them in. You have to watch fucking 12 of them because there's 3 for each character.
Wait,
it takes so long. All you do is you watch the same story that you've already experienced like 3 times in a row, like for each character. I'm like,
what the fuck?
This game is really like whack. Like, it's such an experience, but 2 hours in, I wanted it to be done, and it took another 2.5 hours, and I was like, I thought I was done at one point. I was like, whoa, we finished. I wasn't done. Like,
how long was the entire thing?
4.5 hours.
Fuck.
And I was like,
it sounds like I should play it just like to experience how weird it is.
It's really an experience, but I also don't recommend it, you know. But I don't know, like, maybe it's just really not for me. Like, because I cannot deny it's an experience. So maybe it's great for other people. And just for me, I just didn't vibe with it. But like, there was one part when I was playing with the jazz man, and we were the sun of the solar system, and me moving my mouse around made musical notes. That was great. That was fun. I was playing jazz. I had a great time. But the rest of the game, like, they shouldn't have. I don't know. Like, they shouldn't have marketed this as a game. It's a visual novel that has like point and click, soft
surreal.
puzzles in there. Yeah, it's
even for the like, I don't know, half an hour I watched. It's like, what is this?
Yeah, and the whole game's in black and white up until you get to this seizure part, and then it's so loud, like, and there's so much color, and you're just like,
seizure part.
Oh, no. It's flashing, bro. I'm not kidding. Like, it's whack. Like, I don't know. I was also sick, so maybe that didn't help.
Like having fucking.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck, bro? But
fever dream game.
Like, nah, that's a no. I regret. I don't think there's been a game that I've had less fun with. Like, it was not fun
so
at all.
brutal.
I've never wanted to not play something so much, but I was like, this is a wacko experience. It's exactly like
I gotta stick it out.
Museum. Yeah, like when you're in a museum and you see a weird fucking art project and you're like, this is messed up, but I'm gonna watch it till the end to see if it means anything.
Yeah.
It didn't mean anything at all. Like, I don't know what the point was, because I as far as I know, I didn't save Miss Mass. Like, she's fucking dead. I don't know, like, poor Miss Mass and Golden Boy. The music was good though.
Mm-hmm.
The music was good. Yeah, the end.
Well, that's a roller coaster. I don't know
if anyone has played it, please let me know your thoughts.
I reckon. So good. All right, well, let's talk about something that I can't get over. I'm absolutely enamored with this game. It's like, it's the best game I played this year. I haven't played many new games this year. Actually, I think it might be the first new game I played this year, but fucking hell, it's so good.
That's a good one to start on.
And I'm so glad. So many times we've been hyped for games that suck.
It's true.
So guilty of that.
But
this beautiful, beautiful game is so incredible. It's Narita Boy, and it is.
Narita Boy.
I have nothing but love for this game. It is so fucking good.
It's so good. I want the shirt that they have.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a company only shirt. Give that to me.
What is it? Focus? Is it Focus? Is that what that means? I think I read in the game.
Maybe.
The square with the line through it. Anyway. Oh my god. What a fucking joy to play. Like, I've finished it. Wrote a review for Season Gaming, so check out that, seasongaming.com.
Do.
I won't spoil my score. You'll have to read it, but it's very high. And as soon as I finished it and started writing, and I was like listening to the soundtrack, I was like, I'm starting again. And I'm just about to finish the blue area a second time.
Hell yeah.
I'm in love with this game. There are some bits that like almost brings me to tears. It's like,
that game is so good.
I don't know how just a few pixels can be so like well animated, and how like
I know
like
the design the way in every way.
Oh my god! So like, okay, it's so hard to put it into words, right? So in the blue area, how you
wait. Before we talk about the blue area, do you want to give a synopsis of the game? It's a smaller game.
Sure. So, if you haven't played it, if you've got Game Pass, just download it. It's a 2D action platformer with a really cool story. You are pulled into this digital world, and you are Narita Boy. You've got a trichroma sword, and it's red, yellow, and blue. And techno sword, And it's just a joy. It is like you're going around trying to save these computer programs, essentially, from the evil red beam stallion and him. Him. What do you think him stands for? It's always capitalized.
It is.
I don't know.
I just thought it was like an emphasis on the consciousness sort of thing.
You're probably correct. And you're trying to recover all the memories of the creator who wrote this game that is an in-world game called Narita Boy for this computer called the Narita 1 that looks like an old Macintosh. And it's set in the 80s, and it's just like
so good.
Oozing style and the best soundtrack and like all synth wave goodness.
Rest in Force!
Rest in Force is the best thing. When I first died, I was just like, immediately just like, I love this game.
Yeah. like
no other death screen has ever made me want to keep playing as much as that. It's like,
yeah.
And you were saying that like Genesis Noir crashed and like you lost progress. Like in Narita Boy, it's like, it doesn't matter if you die. It literally doesn't matter. You run out of health, you die, you come back, you rest in Force, and you just come back to like, just have the best time. It's so much fun. I absolutely adore it. I love his little, just the way he moves and stuff is just so cool.
Everything about it is like just optimal cool to me. Like
yes, same.
The names of everything, like the fucking the themes, everything. I'm like, this is just so fucking cool. Like I'm a huge fucking baby ass nerd for this shit. Like I loved every moment of that game. It was so good. It was so good. And like I can't get over it. Like all the points of design, the like little secret things that they have in there, like the secret areas and stuff that you can get to.
Yeah.
Like just everything. The fucking floppy disk surfboard.
Yes.
Like,
oh my god.
Cool.
Like the techno horse, and then you become like
the servo horse. Yeah.
Servo horse. Sorry. You become Narita Bot, and then like you have to fight that dragon as Narita Bot, and and then you Narita
become like big N.
Yeah.
To the nth power. Like fucking so good. I was like,
those bits.
Oh my god.
Those bits where like when you get the floppy disk, like floppy board, and when you like when they're saying like you need to become big Narita, it's like this is perfect. This is like like games should give Narita. You this like cool section where for a while you just ride a horse and then you become a fucking robot with that horse, like intertwined, and like it's just so good. Although that servo horse really fucked me. Let me just look. I love this whole game. Like, ram through all the
that fucking that side-scrolling section where you're supposed to run sideways, jump the spikes, and like bash the enemies. It fucked me so hard because on PC it's tied to the refresh rate and it was going at 144 fucking frames per second. I was like, why is this so fast? How am I supposed to see far enough to be able to fucking perform these maneuvers? By the time I've jumped, a spike is in my face. I can't do this. Like I'm not gonna make it. I was trying to like memorize it and do it, but I'm just terrible. And then I figured out I had to change my my screen's refresh rate to actually be able to finish that section, which made it fine.
They patched it today.
Man, they patched it today? Well, good for you. I love you. Well done. But man, I was so confused. I was like, how am I supposed to get past this? I'm not going to finish this game. I'm stuck.
Yeah, that's hilarious. I saw that in the patch notes this morning. I was like, oh, that's interesting glitch.
Yeah. Fucking so good, like, that you're fucking going from sweet-ass, like, synth sensei and all this Japanese inspired shit, and then you go into like this Western horse thing, pirates and shit are in there. Like I'm having a great time.
The
what do they call
dimension.
The guys in the blue area?
Technocrats.
Yeah, technocrats. What a fucking sick name.
And like the half the technocrats split to just become like what are they called? I literally did it yesterday, but they're like monks kind of thing.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
is that bit I was gonna say is like you walk into the grotto of the ancient ones,
Yeah.
and you like jump onto this platform and you do your your clap
Double
meditation.
clap,
Oh my
pray.
god, I love that. And the music starts and it's the song Trichroma Sunrise, and it's like
Yes, I
probably
was
my
literally
favorite.
listening to that before we started.
It's so like it gets me right here. And like the camera kind of zooms out a bit and like all the like little dudes walk out from the top of the waterfall, and it's like I don't know how they managed to make that look so good, and it just like the music works perfectly. The way the blue waterfall is just like this bright blue, and like these little dudes walk out, and they're like everyone loves Narita Boy because he's like the savior of the kingdom, and I like there's none of the programs that are part of the simulation like ever have a problem with you. They're always so happy to see you, and they're just like the best. And it just
Like,
I
Narita
love
Boy,
that.
hero!
Yeah, pretty much.
Hero
that
of the
bit,
Trichroma!
that bit where they're like, "You are Narita Boy."
Narita Boy!
Losing it, like that is the coolest shit. No other game would bother.
I love
And
it
like
so much.
the dudes, the legendary dudes, and he's
Oh,
like
the legendary dudes!
he's like fusion.
Tycho Beam.
Yeah,
He's like,
Tycho.
I'll merge my legendary dude power with your hero code. Like,
It's the best.
so good.
It's the best.
So good.
Oh
So
my
fucking good.
God.
Also, I really liked
It's so
the fucking when you go to the bartender, it is like in the fucking jazz room, and he's like, "Man, I really should have gone with my brother. That fucking weird ass French dude came in here and killed everyone." He's like, there was so many errors in his syntax. I was like,
oh my god, it's so clever.
That game is literally pretty much perfect. I didn't get the 13th hidden memory though.
No.
The first time I played, I missed one part. I knew where it was as well. I was like, this is where I need to put the code in, but I don't know what the code is. And I was like, oh, I'll just go do this one thing first. And it put me in a section where I just had to keep going forward and I couldn't get back. And I was like, what?
I have one to go, so I just have to get the one from the red area. I got there's like 3 in the blue area. Man, it's an absolute joy. I'm listening to the soundtrack literally on repeat over and over again. It is fucking amazing. And I said this in my review, but like this is huge for me to say this, but I think it's better than the Katana Zero soundtrack.
Yeah, I saw you write that in your review, and I wasn't sure if I agreed with you, but I've been listening to it more today.
I know.
And I think I do. I think I do. Also, I think it has a large advantage in that it has more tracks. It seems like it has tons more to feast upon. So, you know.
And it's way more synthwavy. Like, it is, like, straight up synthwave. Whereas Katana Zero was much darker. It had some, like, don't get me wrong, it has some of the best music ever made for video games.
Rain on Brick, I love that song. Yeah, I love Rain on Brick. But this soundtrack is fucking... Everything about this game is phenomenal. Like, the art design, the story, like... Everything is so good.
Like, the story's actually really good. Yeah, the memories, I know! And the music changes for the memories, and it's like, oh my god, my heart, the poor dude. Such
the bosses. Fucking Black Rainbow.
That is my favourite.
Like, she looks so cool!
So cool. That...
So good.
When I played it the second time, I was like, this is, like, the fucking coolest thing. Like, she's like, when you get her, she's like, shh, and then, like, snaps to her, like, being this huge fucking thing that takes up half the screen. And the music in the bosses is incredible. The music for the dragon boss is like, oh my god, it's fucking wild.
So good.
So good. It seriously needs way more love. Its Metacritic rating is like way too low.
What is it? It deserves like 10.
It's like, let's have a look.
Also, think about your highlight bosses, because I want to know what other ones other than Black Rainbow.
For like gameplay,
anything,
or just the I just judge them by music, and the music's always so good. But like, the first boss, the VHS, Lord VHS, that
sick lad.
As like the first boss is really cool, and it's like the music is so sick in that as well. I don't know. The dragon's good, but it's not like, I think that's the music and the setting where it like you're in a blue cave and then all of a sudden it like snaps to like a red synth wave like grid.
Yeah.
And it looks incredible,
so cool.
You're playing as Narita Bot, and it's the only time you can't heal. So you have to finish that boss fight without healing, and like you move slower than you usually do, so you have to be like really careful with dodging and shit, and it's like a little bit frustrating.
I fucking went real ham. I was just like,
yeah.
I'm on the aggressive.
What are your favorites?
Look, one of the standouts for me is Crab. I just
oh yes, I fought him yesterday.
I love that little friggin' little square. Like, I don't know, something about him I just love it. He just fucking punches the ground. He's like mad at you. But the bit that sticks out is that like before you go into that boss fight, you learn how to do a downward attack, which is, attack and down.
Yeah.
But you've already learned that if you want to do a quick drop from a jump, you hit down.
Yes.
Like with the stick. I constantly had problems with being able to actually get the down attack to work because my character would just go down as fast as he could.
Oh, really?
A quick drop, and then I'd just drop into the enemies and get hurt. So it was really frustrating.
But that attack works perfectly on those, like, the little crabs.
Yeah, it works great. So I would like try and do it twice, get damaged twice, and then run away and wait for them to approach me to just smack them. But that also caused me a problem when I got into the glove boss, which was the hardest boss for me.
That was the hardest, yeah.
It was so hard. Like, I am just straight up bad at platformers. I died to drowning and shit before I even got the sword. Which is funny because as soon as you start drowning, your sprite gets the sword on his back because they don't expect you to die before you get the sword. So I'm really bad at platforming, but like that boss fight was so hard. I jumped through those things. I was trying to figure out, how can I tank this? Like, I just want to get hit. Like,
there were some where I swear you can't get through them, like where there's like
1, 2 gap 1,
and then like straight after it would be like another high one. It's just like that was impossible. The only reason I beat him was because the game wigged out and he stopped attacking me.
Nice.
And I just wailed on him for like a minute, and I was like, is this guy even dying? And I watched his heart start beating faster and then blood coming out of it.
Which
and I was
is
like,
so cool as well.
It is.
It's an amazing way to tell that the boss is dying, but it's hard.
It's hard to tell how far along you are until the blood starts shooting out of it, and then you're like, oh my god, I'm getting close, and then you die. And it's like, fuck!
Yeah. But man, that glove was so hard because he did not break for me.
No, it would have taken me fucking ages.
It took me literally like an hour and a half. It was so hard for me.
The Pirate King is cool as well, just because.
He
goes like, touche, like touche. so good. It's like the minimal sound design in that game for like the bosses and stuff is fucking excellent. I just love it. So good. Much.
What did you think of the last boss fight as well?
Oh my god, against him.
It's long.
Dude. It's like a war of attrition.
Yeah, it's such a long fight.
Some of his attacks are really easy to get around. But then he does that red one that like, it's like it's the telegraph for it is so quick, and then it's just like it shoots this red attack across the screen really, really fast, and it is so hard to be ready to jump it. That kept fucking me up, but it's like the boss...
I ended up playing like inside his face, so that as soon as he did, I could try and dash through him. Like I'm just gonna stand inside you, dude.
And he's like, he's not that dangerous, but he's just got so much health that like you have to like just wail on him repeatedly, and then like get out the way of his attacks and know which. It felt very like designed boss fight because you learn how he does every single move. By the time you've done it for 40 minutes, it's like...
There's that one move that he does like more towards the end where he does that move where he gets really big and then these tentacles come up from the sides.
Yes.
4 tentacles. And then suddenly, like, he telegraphs an attack and then 5 seconds later, he covers the whole bottom half of the screen with damage, and you've got to like do the biggest jump and attack him to stay up there. That one was hard. That was a hard one.
Especially because at the start of the fight, you... Like, well, I don't know if you did this, but when he went big, I would do my, like, face laser. So I was like, I'd learn to
jump up and get his face as soon as he went big. And so then when he'd do that delayed attack, it would really fuck me because I'd be falling down into it.
Yeah. And with the face laser attack, which, again, has some of the best animation.
So good.
After it, Narita Boy kind of moves forward and then back, and then you're out of that animation again. So, like... As much as the face laser is done by the time he sends out that huge like attack, you cannot get out of the way. And I kept fucking up because I was like not prepared for it. But it was a bloody good fight. Like it was so like tense. And again, the music was
so good.
Sick. So sick.
I actually used that face laser in the gloves fight to get through some of those things that were coming at me, because if you face laser at the right time, you get invulnerability frames. So I'd try and face laser at the right time, so I didn't have to try and jump them, and then I'd take slightly less damage if it worked out. So good though. Man, what a game.
So fun. And there's like heaps of bosses and heaps of big enemies, and like they're just throwing new enemies at you all the time, like that one with the big shield, like his massive dude with the shield. And when you jump at him, like the big tongue comes out of the shield. So good.
I love that guy.
Oh, amazing.
There was one boss that I got to. Good. Really big guy. Big chunky guy, and he had like a big sword, and he smacks at you, and it makes a run along the ground.
Yes, yeah.
When they first like introduced him, I think it was like as a boss or a mini boss, and then they make him like a regular enemy. And the first time I met him, I absolutely slayed him. Like I was just like kept dodging through him, and just like I didn't get hit once, and I was like, I am so good at this game. I'm not, but it made me feel so good. What a game.
Oh, what a game. Okay, so the Metacritic scores. This is abnormally low. I'm so disappointed with whoever played this game. They're all shit cunts. For PC, 74% for PC, 73% for Switch, 76% for PlayStation 4, and 69% for Xbox. What?
Those are low.
That's so low. There's only
that game is so good.
Xbox. It's wonderful.
That game is so good. Like
an 85, an 80, an 80, a 70, a 60, and a 60. IGN gave it a 60. Gross.
IGN dumb idiots, full of fools.
Gross. Die.
Disgusting.
Die GN. More like it.
Yeah. Idiots never played a game before in their life. Like, that game is so good.
They were probably just bad at it.
Everyone. Yeah. They couldn't get past the tutorial. Not that there is one. They couldn't get past the fucking forest. That's it. They never turned into a sweet ass stag and it ascended. Like, fuck off. It is so good. I literally would recommend this game to everyone. I played it on stream, and I think almost every person that was in the stream was like enamored with the game as well. Like I had a bunch of people that were like, I'm buying this right now. Like
I think I'm gonna buy it, but I really want a physical copy of it to like have it on my shelf. I also want to buy that
like a
soundtrack.
VHS fucking Dial
Dreamcast, like Mega
yes.
Drive version and some shit.
That would be so good.
I also want that soundtrack on vinyl. Like, please, Studio Koba, please release that on vinyl. I would buy that in a second, because when you play it on YouTube, it's got a picture of it on vinyl, and I'm like, I want that so bad.
Please, yeah.
It was also a Kickstarter, which is so sick.
Yeah, amazing, right? At the end, I was watching the credits, and like they had for I guess some of the higher Kickstarters, they'd be like the 5, Mad Lads or whatever they call them. And they'd have a little animated scene for them for the people that purchased in on that tier. Like that's so
cool.
Sick.
So fucking cool. I also was going through their Kickstarter, looking at it. Like, they raised 160,000 euros, which is pretty awesome. But like some of their, like, what do they call it? Like when they hit another tier on Kickstarter.
Oh, like their
stretch
expansion goals. Stretch goals.
Stretch goals. So some of their stretch goals were like, 240,000 release on Xbox or release on PlayStation. Yeah. But like, they didn't hit that, and they still released on all 4 platforms simultaneously. Yeah. Released on Game Pass. Like, they must have got funding somewhere else, or Team 17, who published it, must have funded them further and realized it was such a good game, because like, it's on everything and it runs great. I had one glitch, other than the fact that the glove stopped attacking me, but one issue, and it happened in both my playthroughs, when you're in the yellow area and you go into one of the market stalls and screen went blank, and if I press the Xbox button, it would pause the game, and then if I went exit, it would just flicker and wig out, and I had to like fully quit the game. But then I loaded and did it again, and it was fine both times. Okay. So one glitch, and then the frame rate thing you had, like, that's pretty bloody good. And like, yeah, it's a small little game, but man, it just ran great. It felt great. Good.
It took me about like 7.5 hours, although I will like an hour and a half was on the glove. But like, it's so good. It's so good. Everybody can go.
Mine said I'd played 11 hours when I'd finished it, but maybe I left it on pause or something.
Left it on, yeah.
Yeah, but I think in my second run through, I'm like probably halfway through now. No, over halfway through. It's probably only taken me like 2.5 hours.
Yeah, once you know what you're doing, yeah.
And I'm just getting the memory, the extra memories, like just by looking up a guide. Although I did actually find the shapes for them this time, and one of them, I was like, oh, there they are. Oh, well, I've already got it anyway. So.
Oh, well, here I go.
It's just excellent. Like, even just the little things, like when you hear that phone box ringing and you go in there, it's like the Capitol ringing up. They're like, hi, Narita Boy, can you get this thing and like come and unlock the door for our balcony? Yeah. We haven't aired out the room all day. It's like, what?
Yeah. You're like, why?
How are you calling me?
Yeah, it's so weird.
It's so clever. I love it so much.
I love it. Everything about that game. It's so charming in every sense of the word. Like,
yeah. And the ending is so weird.
Yeah, so weird.
Like, I don't even
understand. Is there really a continuation? I don't know.
And is it going to be a beat 'em up? And what happened in that house? And
yeah, I'm like, also your mum's not fine. Like,
no.
She's not fine, bro. Like, your dad's lying to you, bro. That's not it.
So weird. So weird. So good. All right.
I wonder if the ending will be like. I assume the ending will be different when you get the memories, but like the third.
You reckon the ending will be different?
Maybe slightly. I just don't know to what level. So.
Yeah, I'm wondering like what that ending, or what that memory will actually be. It must tell some story, but.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll find out soon enough.
We shall. I will find out soon. I can't stop playing it. Well, we're actually an hour in, so let's talk about E3 for a little while before we wrap up. Guess what, everybody? E3's back.
Fucking booyah!
I'm actually really excited.
Me too.
I do like a good E3, as much as everybody shits on it because it's the cool thing to do now. And you know,
shit on it, but we still enjoy it.
There are some reasons to shit on it as well. You can absolutely do both. E3 is returning in 2021 from June 12th to June 15th in a digital form. They're actually calling it E3. They're calling it Electronic Entertainment Experience instead of Expo, which is fair. It's going to be backed by a bunch of publishers, including Xbox, Ubisoft, Capcom, Konami, Take-Two, Warner Brothers, and Koch Media. Let's call them Koch Media.
Koch Media.
Whether or not, yeah. So,
classic
yes.
Sony said no.
Yeah, weird. I mean, they don't. Yeah, I guess it's normal, but
normal for them now. But
live press conferences and a 4-day long video stream. E3 2021's virtual format gives you unprecedented access to the premier video game industry event. And it's going to be, on everything.
I just want to see some trailers, bro. Give me them trailers.
Yeah, give me those trailers. Oh my God. I'm so excited because there's so many things that we just don't know. We just don't know about. So many...
Give me them things I've never heard about before.
Oh, give me that. Yeah. Like, why are Konami involved? They don't do video games anymore.
What are they doing? No, I'm kidding.
Disgusting. I'm going to have a video coming out this week of my predictions for Xbox's E3 press conference, so make sure you subscribe to check that out. I've got some safe predictions, some medium predictions, and some ridiculous predictions, and I'm hoping they're all correct. That'd be nice.
Me too.
But we shall see. What do you want to see? New IP?
I just want to see new IP. I mean, obviously, I want to see some more of existing IPs. Like, Ghostwire Tokyo was supposed to come out this year, but we don't really know anything about it. I think, there's a possibility that we could see either more or more as a pre-release bit of info, or more plus them saying it's been pushed back, sort of thing. Like,
the only thing I think would stop them from showing that is I think Bethesda's going to show their stuff with Xbox, and they won't show that at the Xbox thing because it's a Sony timed exclusive. So could be shit out of luck there.
But that's what I want. You asked what I want.
No,
okay?
I know. I'm just pooping all over your parade.
Fine, I want to see Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Oh, yes, please.
I want to see Elden Ring, seeing as it's not here in my hands.
Imagine
fucking show me something then.
Oh, that's actually a good prediction for my video. Elden Ring stolen. Elden Ring opens the show for Xbox.
Oh, that would be good.
Actually, I've got some good predictions for that, but I don't think it'll be Elden Ring.
I just want to see new stuff as well, though. Like, I'm love to see stuff that I didn't know was going to happen. I love to be blindsided by new activities that are going to be happening for me. Like, forget this stuff that's coming out in like 4 years. Just, although I do care about that too, just fucking hit me with some shit that's coming out in 6 months. Like, I'm like, what?
Yeah, by a really good team, but a brand new product, a brand new IP. It's my favorite.
I love that shit.
I'm so excited. So that's going to be good. A bit of a weekend of video game goodness, or a week, or whatever the fuck it is, 5 days. Stay tuned. We'll cover it all here, of course.
Obviously.
And we'll talk shit about all the fucking dumb shit that happens. At least it won't be as cringy, hopefully, because it won't be live. Well, will it be live? Do you reckon they'll do like live streamed? Press conferences, or the Game Awards are so cringy.
We will see someone standing behind a window again.
Oh my god! Never forget.
Fucking hilarious.
Never forget.
Ridiculous. So ridiculous.
I can never get over how stupid that was. Poor lady.
Just standing outside the house, is like, I hope it doesn't rain. Well, I'm taking the 600 speed. Yeah, she's like, I made this game.
Do I get a Game Award?
Is it for me? I won't say anything, I promise. I'm just looking.
Oh my god, that's the stupidest thing. Who approved that? Naughty Dog.
Yeah,
Seriously.
terrible. Oh my god.
I think it was Naughty Dog. Anyway, they won everything, so I assume it was it.
Sometimes.
Some fuckhead. All right,
dummy.
Kat. Is there anything else you'd like to share with the world before we sign out for the day, for the evening, for the week?
Play Narita Boy.
Yeah, fucking play Narita Boy. It'll change your life.
Play Outriders as well. Forget about all the negativity, bro. Just have some fun, because that's fun shit.
Yeah.
And if you want to fucking watch me play games, you can. Twitch.tv/CapCat. And you can see when I go live by following me on Twitter at CapCatty. And my other random thoughts.
Random thoughts and ramblings.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Can't wait to play some Outriders with you, Kat. It's gonna be so much fun. And how's your Soul streams going?
Oh, so good. Like we finished Anor Londo on Sunday. We finished Sen's Fortress and Anor Londo, so we're off to the, what are those things called where you bury people?
Cemetery?
Yeah, we're going to the underground one.
Crypt. Mausoleum.
Yeah, that sort of thing. We're going there where fucking all the skeletons are going.
Yeah.
We're going to Skeleton Land.
Skelly boys.
There's still heaps to do. We're averaging like 2 bosses each time we play, so that's not so bad. When we get into Dark Souls 2, I reckon we'll be a lot faster, but...
Isn't there like 42 bosses in Dark Souls 2?
Yeah, there's heaps.
That's
and I love it.
Yeah.
I fucking love it.
That's so sick.
And I'm so good at that game. I'm terrible at Dark Souls 1, but that's what makes it fun. I don't remember fucking anything. I'm always like,
yeah, man.
What's happening? I'm so... But it's good. It's so good. We've been having such a good time. And we've got a nice cast of regulars coming by to assist me with what the fuck I'm doing. So I love that.
Nice. That's mad. Souls community always seems so good.
So good.
People
so,
just like,
so
they love to help.
Yeah.
It's fucking rad.
It's lovely.
Good stuff. Well, people definitely should check that out because you're highly entertaining. And if you want to be slightly entertained, follow me on Twitter at Direckt Gaming. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're watching. If you're listening to the audio version, go to youtube.com/Direckt Gaming. Hit the little red subscribe button.
Ring that bell! Ring that bell!
Ring that bell. If you are watching us, go over to your favorite podcast platform and search for Controllers and Coffee, or head over to anchor.fm/Controllers and Coffee. Give us a cheeky little subscribe. And if you so feel the need, give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts, because that would help us.
Oh, you feel the need.
Rise up through the ranks of video game podcasts, which there are about 8 billion. So please, give us some love. Drop some questions. Hit us up on our tweets at ControllersPod, and email us if you want to ask a bigger question that you you want to very formally write in an email at controllersandcoffee@gmail.com. We would love that. We'd love to do a big question and answer session. Thanks everybody for your patience. It's been a big few weeks starting my new job and everything, but we're back and it's fantastic. And I need a coloured light back there to match Kat's beautiful backdrop, and I need one of those those neons, because that shit's dope.
Dude, actually, I think they're open like right now to ordering more. So a huge quick plug: if you want a sick neon sign and you're in Australia, Newy Event Collective can get that organized for you, and it's fucking cheap compared to literally everything else that you can get in Australia for similar prices. So definitely have a look if you're looking.
Yes, they're on Instagram, I believe.
Yes.
Hell yeah. Well, thanks, Kat. Thanks, everybody, for watching. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.